Hello and welcome to CSAP Tutorials for Beginners. I am Ajit Srivastava and this is part 18 where we'll be seeing how we can debug our code in Visual Studio. For a developer, debugging skills is very essential so that if any bug is there, you can easily debug it and come to know where is actual the problem. So before starting our next topic, I thought to have this session so that it will be useful for you also to debug your already written code, and you'll get some practice while working on those sessions. Okay. So basically in this session we'll be seeing what is breakpoints and how we can deal with breakpoints, how we can do certain navigation in debug mode, what is quick watch, and how we can attach a particular process to debug those processes. Okay, so with that, let's directly jump to coding. So if you'll see here, this is just a simple program that I have written where I'm asking user to enter a size of array. I am taking that input in num variable and simply I am passing that num variable into a particular function. Okay, and within the function what I am doing is I'm just creating an array with this size, and after that I am just storing some value into that array and then I am trying to print it, right? So this is what we have learned till now, nothing new in this, right? Here we'll be seeing how we can debug this. So let's say you ran the program and you saw that there is certain problem, and just by seeing the code you are not able to actually identify where is the issue, right? So in that scenario debug will be really handful to you. Okay, so basically the question comes how basically you can debug it, right? So the starting point of any debugging session is to put breakpoint. And how to put a breakpoint? So let's say you want to debug your code since beginning, as and when it enters to main point, right? So your beginning is this part, right? So you just click here and it will give you a red dot. Red dot means whenever the code will reach at this point, it will stop there, and you will be able to see where actually flow is going. For example, so just try to run this now. Make sure that this one is selected as debug. If it is in release mode, you will not be able to see this. Okay, so you have to make sure that it is selected as debug, then only you can debug your code. Okay, press start button or F5 button. You can see here, as and when our program starts running, you can see at the dot, this red dot, yellow arrow is showing here. That means currently my execution point is here. Okay, now if you want to execute next line, what you have to press is F10. Let me close all this first. Okay, so F10, it will simply try to execute the next line. Currently this line is not executed. Once you press F10 again, then this line will get executed. Okay, so let's press F10 once again. You can see it came to next line. So if you'll see our console, you should be able to see that yes, that line got executed and it is asking to enter the size of an array, right? Similarly, if you again press F10, right? So you'll see currently that line is not anywhere. That means it is waiting for user to input some value in this console. Due to that, no line is getting executed. Currently it is inside console.read line. Okay, so due to that you will not be able to see any yellow arrow here, right? Once you enter, let's say 10, right? Place enter. You can immediately see that this line got executed. Now it is in this line. Okay, now you want to see what is the value actually user has input here. What you have to do is just simply mouse over here and you should be able to see what value this variable actually contains. So since we have entered 10, that 10 is visible here. Let's say you want to see those values, right? So what you have to do is just hover it, come here and click on this pin icon, and this value will be shown till the execution of the entire program. Okay, so whenever you want to see this value, you just see here and you'll come to know, okay, this is my value which user has input. Okay, on top of that you can also put some comment, right? So that let's say you're debugging your code, and later on you want to see what that value was and you want to refer some comment there, right? Have some comment. So this is user input, right? If you want to close this, you simply click on this will go away. For now let's have this so that it will be easier. If you want to just minimize it, you click on this, it will get minimized. If you want to see the comment, just click on this, you will be able to see the comment. Okay, now let's say you are debugging this and here one function came, right? That is nothing but this function, correct? You want to go inside this function. So basically what will happen is, if you'll just press F10 now, what it will happen is it will simply come and execute the next line. It will not go inside this function, right? But I want to go inside the function. So there is two ways. One way is just click here, that means just add one breakpoint here, so that once you hit F10 here, we'll see that one more breakpoint is here and it will directly come in this one. Okay, so it will directly come and wait for this breakpoint. Another option is you press F11. Let me just go with F10 first. We'll just press just F10. You can see here this yellow line did came here, right? You'll not, it will basically skip debugging of the function if you'll press F10. That means it will not go inside this function. If you'll see the console, you can see that this function got executed and what all the logic we have written here, these values are getting printed. But this function got executed, right? But still we couldn't able to debug it. So to do that, let me just continue for now and we'll just start one more debugging session. So let's start once again, right? Press F10, 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 right? So it is asking for size of an array 10. Okay, again it came to this point. Now I don't want to skip this function, I want to debug it. So one option is put breakpoint here, put F10, right? Again then you have to follow the same process. F10, it will execute next line. F10, it will execute this line, right? So again you can use that pin here, you can quickly watch that value, right? So this is as simple as this, right? Now let's say I want to see whether this condition evaluates to true or not, right? One way is you simply you see the value, then see this value and apply your logic. Okay, 2 is lesser than 10, which is true. But let's say you have written some complex logic here, right? So in that scenario it will be tough to calculate this value. So for that thing we have a very simple option. What you have to do is just select whatever the expression or whatever the statement you want to basically evaluate to, come to debug. Okay, you can look for quick watch. So the shortcut of quick watch is Shift F9. So simply click that one. You can see here whatever the statement we have selected, right, is copied here and it is trying to evaluate it. So this is the statement and the value that it is trying to evaluate is means output will be value which is true. That means I lesser than array size, currently it's true, right? And what is the return of this is Boolean. So whatever the statement you want to execute, basically you can execute it and you can see its value here. Okay, we'll see more example of this in some times. Okay, so this is quick watch for you. Either you can see quick watch from debug, quick watch, or just select the statement that you want to evaluate, Shift F9. That also will give you the same value, right? So just remember the shortcut Shift F9. You should remember the shortcuts because it will be easier for you to do the debugging really quick. Okay, so F10 is for next, F11 is to go into that function. So let's say now your debugging session is done and you want to basically jump to this line, console.read line. You want to simply skip all these for loops because 10 times here it will run, 10 times here it will run. So altogether you have to press F10 button 20 times, right? You want to avoid it because you know this logic is correct. I don't want to debug it. So another option is wherever you want to debug next, you put your breakpoints there. So it is this one. Let's say I want to come to this point and press F5 button. So F5 will basically try to run all statement and it will try to reach to the next breakpoint. If you will not have any breakpoint given after this, it will execute all of the statement and it will give you the output, right? So if you will press F10 here, since there is no line to execute after this, right, this function is done, so that's why it came here, right? And if you will see the output, you should be able to see those values, right? And in this way, if you want to simply skip the debugging, press F5 and you are done, right? So these are the simple tricks to basically debug your code. So similarly, if you'll try to run this once again, alright, so again debug will hit here. What I wanted to show you is this one. So let's say I am adding value 5. Okay, I don't want to debug it, I just wanted to see like what this print array is returning, right? You need not do anything. Select this, either go to debug, quick watch, or else select this shift F9. So shift F9 was the shortcut for quick watch, right? So you can see here print array num, this is the expression that I want to evaluate and the value that we are getting is true, right? You can always change this value to evaluate some other value like this. So num, let's say we were passing, right, num was the input which we took from user. Now what we can do is we can change this value. Let's say how it will behave if I'll put instead of 5, let's say 7, right? So you just click on reevaluate. What it will do is it will call this function by passing 7, right? And you should be able to see the output here. So you can see this output that we printed here, right? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So in that way, even though that value is not entered by user and you want to see how my function is behaving, you can simply do so in debug mode, right? So debug mode facilitates you not only to debug your code but also to test your code, how your code will behave if you use quick watch or other features like this, right? For example, one more example let's take. So if you'll see here, currently num, the user has input 5, so that's why num value is 5. If you want to change it for just for your debugging purpose, you want to change it and see how your code is behaving, you just come here, just hover over it, come here, click on it, change the value and press enter. Okay, so if you want to just verify what is its value, you can see now its value is 6, right? Now let's say I am going inside. So now I'm inside, I pressed F11, I am inside this function, right? You can see here the value that we passed now is 6, so you can verify that is from here. So mouse over it and you will be able to see like the value is coming at 6 here. So this is a way through which you can basically change any value, right? So even though there is no way user can input those, but still you can go ahead, just mouse over it and change this value, right? If you want to change that value here as well, you can do so. Instead of 6, I want to have 7, right? Just press F10. So it will create array of size 7, right? And let's just put a breakpoint here, press F5. Now if you'll see array, so let's say you want to see what all the value that we have stored in this array, right? Just mouse over it, you'll be able to see that this is an array of size 7 and this array is of type int. So integer array of size 7. If you want to see what all the values that are stored in this array, just expand this and you will be able to see all these values. So at 0 index value is 0, at 1 index value is 1. So like that you can see the content of entire array in debug mode, right? So just press F5 and you should be able to see it's printing 0 to 6. That is because we have modified the value to 7, right? Okay, so this is for debugging things, the simple debugging. There are so many things that you can go through it. Okay, one more thing I wanted to highlight here is, so let's say you are running your code and you have so much of breakpoints, right? You want to disable those breakpoint or you want to remove those breakpoint, right? So instead of going to one by one, what you can do is just go to debug, okay, and you can see delete all breakpoint. So delete means it will simply remove all these breakpoints. Otherwise, let's say you don't want to run for now, you can disable those, right? So you can click on disable all breakpoints here and you can see everything is disabled. So just a red circle you are seeing, that means these breakpoints are disabled, and if you try to run it, those breakpoints will not hit. So press F5 and none of these breakpoints will hit. If you'll just try to run this, and you can see it's directly printing the output, right? So let me stop it and let me run it once again. So currently if you'll see, none of the breakpoints are enabled. Let me enable them. So if you want to enable them once again, just go to debug, enable all breakpoint, and you can see again those are enabled. Let's say you don't want these breakpoints at all, you want to remove all of them. To do that, debug, delete all breakpoints. Shortcut for this is Control Shift F9, right? Delete. So it will just ask for the confirmation, click on yes, and everything will be deleted. So let's say one more shortcut I want to tell you is, if you want to put a breakpoint in this line, for that simply just click on anywhere on that line and press F9 button. It will put a breakpoint for you. The shortcut is F9. If you want to remove the breakpoint, that means if you want to toggle it, again press F9, it will remove that. Okay, so F9 is basically a toggling option. If there is no breakpoint at that particular line, if you press F9, it will add the breakpoint, and if there is already a breakpoint in that particular line, and if you press F9, it will basically remove that. Okay, so this is another thing. One more thing I wanted to show you. So basically if you right click on this, open folder in File Explorer, go to bin debug. So bin debug is the, so since we are running the program in debug mode, all those binary will be created here, right? Binary means the exe that we were running, right? So if you'll simply double click on this, you should be able to run the same application once again. So 10, enter, and you should be able to see the same thing here. So instead of going to Visual Studio, you can directly, if you just want to run the application or you want to give this exe to someone else, you can come to this location. This location is nothing but just right click on your project, open in File Explorer, you will be seeing a bin folder, go to bin, debug, and you should be able to see this. Now let's say you have this exe and you are running this exe and you want to debug that. How will you be able to do that? So to do that, the first thing that you have to do is, first of all you have to run that application. Okay, so now this application is running. The next step that you have to perform is go to debug. Okay, attach to a process. So basically what I wanted to do is, I want to attach this Visual Studio to a process which is already running. Okay, so attach to a process, right? Then here you have to basically search for that application. So what was that application name? It was, I guess, Hello World. So you should be able to see the process name here, hello world.exe. So this process you want to debug, right? So just select that process and click on attach. and you can put debug now. We'll see how actually it is doing this. Okay, so now go to your process. Since currently it is in input, it will not show any debug there, so let's say enter, and you should be able to debug it, right? So what all the operations we learnt now will be applicable. You can perform those operations from here as well. So this is a way of debugging. If you have that exe which is already running and you have the code, you can debug that exe as well, right? So earlier what we were doing, we were debugging the code itself, right? But now we have a exe, right, and we want to debug that. We can debug that as well. There are so many options available in Visual Studio. So for example, you can, if you'll go to debug, attach to process. So here what it is saying, this is my system, current system, due to that it is giving this. Here you have options to basically debug a application which is running in another system. Okay, for that you need network connectivity and all. You have to make sure that both systems are in same network and it is that system is reachable from your network. So those things you have to understand. But for now, for basic debugging purposes, you simply understand that if your a process is running, you can debug that process from Visual Studio. If you have that project or if you have that code with you, you can debug that process from Visual Studio by following this step. Okay, so these are the points we discussed today. Breakpoints, navigation in debug mode. So basically, if you want to go to next line, press F10. If you want to go within that statement, like if it is a function or something, then you can go within the statement by pressing F11. Quick watch, you just simply select the statement, either go to debug, select quick watch, or just simply select simply press shift F9. Quick watch will open for you. You can always mouse over to a particular variable to see what all the value it contains. Okay, attaching the process, if any process is running in debug mode, what you can do is you can debug that particular already running process through Visual Studio. For that you have to go to debug, attach to a process, then you have to select that process and you should be able to debug it, right? Please do share, subscribe and like these videos. Okay, and also click on bell icon so that you can get the notification if I publish any new videos. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.